No,
is this the Cali effect?
no, it's Jesus.
What's up, YouTube? It's Oblivion Dual Sex, and today we're gonna be talking to the Cali effect. And then right now, we're gonna be asking you 10 questions.
I don't know you.
Oh, we
I'm just messing. I'm
ask
just
you ten
messing.
questions, and you basically answer them any way you want. There are no restrictions on my channel. I honestly don't care. So, you want to get into these questions?
Of course. Let's
Okay,
go.
how did you get into YouTube?
Um, this is the most ironic thing because I actually used to YouTube. Ooh, you remember Gladiator
Yes,
Beast format? Right after
yes.
Teledat, I used to do it then. I used to do it under the name of Darkstar 115. I don't know if that still exists. It shouldn't, but I used to do it under that, and it was me, really good, a couple good friends of mine, and we used to just like make videos. Like, granted, they weren't good; they were off of a phone, and they were just like, yeah. But I've been doing YouTube for quite some time, and I do it because a lot of people don't have places to play. Like myself, when I first started, Las Vegas is a very small community, and there's some parts in Las Vegas where there's just nowhere to play. So I wanted to get Yu-Gi-Oh out to the people that didn't have anywhere to play, so they can think on their own ideas, or find something to do with the card game that they love.
What did you expect when you uploaded your first YouTube video? Now, this could be either on the Cali Effect or Dark Soul 115.
Dark, Dark Soul, you're hitting me with that struggle, man. What did I expect? A lot of criticism. That's the first thing I expected. I felt that I wasn't confident. Even to this day, I still want to perfect my craft. I feel that my craft is not finished. It's very undone. If I want to say that the potential of my channel, I'm probably like 1/4 there, and I feel that that's scary to some people. That's oh, your channel's the best, and I'm like, I'm only 1/4 there. So I feel like it can get very scary when it comes to its nearing the end of its prime. But when I first uploaded that video, I was very I wasn't confident. I was a little shaky. Didn't really know how it would be perceived to the community, and it wasn't perceived really good. But I mean, I guess it really didn't stop me from continuing to upload. So hey,
What keeps you going playing Yu-Gi-Oh and staying Yu-Gi-Tube? And I mean, I know you're a vendor and you guys should go buy stuff from the Cali Effect because like he has pretty cheap prices for all you budget players. So yeah.
the irony to what keeps me doing YouTube is people like you, Oblivion. I know I haven't really been that receptive to the community. I've just been very, very, very busy. And some channels that I think this is actually the first channel besides bigger names that I've actually been on. It's because though I don't really watch YouTube. I've I've kind of lurk in the shadows to certain YouTubers, or I kind of watch them and I watch how they grow. And this is definitely one that does I do see a lot of potential in. But you guys is what really keeps me YouTubing. I wouldn't even be vending. Like, I just say fuck it. I'd rather go play football. Yu-Gi-Oh is not as fun as it used to be. But then you get the people that either want to learn how to play a certain deck, or you get the people want to
When
to get certain cards, and they're maybe too expensive, or it's just a lot of those little things that just keep me playing and recording. Period.
okay, so basically explain like art on the whole like touch back on where you were saying what was uh
I don't watch YouTube, but I lurk in the shadows.
yeah
That
like what do you like about like other channels or what makes your channel more different than others?
well, I'm gonna go back to the very first question. What do you mean by lurk in the shadows? It should be pretty obvious right now. I do not watch YouTube. I mean, I'm sorry. For most of the time, I don't have the time of day. I'm normally doing something else. A lot of my videos are rushed. I feel are rushed because while they might be come out to a perfect quality. I just felt that they're maybe 99% there. And excuse me, when it comes to stuff like that, I am a perfectionist and I want it to be perfect. But when I look at other people's videos, the things that I look for, I used to look for consistency. I used to look for. I don't really want to see funny. I want to see how informative that they are. I want to see how knowledgeable in the game that they are. Um, I want to see. It's just those little things that really count. For example, you can take RH Nisker, another Yugituber that I've worked with quite extensively, even before became big. If you look at his older work, you could tell that it was something in that man that said he wanted it, and that's really what you have to look for when you want to be a YouTuber. If you don't want it, then it's gonna show. But if you want to be good, if you want to be great, then you're going to be great. It's going to see something there. Because, for example, I can tell you definitely want to do interviews because you did not let up, and I really appreciate that. I don't have a lot of time in the day, but hey, here we are now.
So, what do you? Who helped you get more popular as a YouTuber? It could be like your wife, your son, who's saying my dad's the Cali effect or something, or it could be a friend or anything.
Well, you guys, I mean, I can't. I mean, other people, such as whose channels have I been on? Can't think of them, any of them. YPFL, Team Avalanche, um, Underworld 66666677321. I mean, they obviously have their input. Even Alex Inch 95. But I feel that the only way for you to genuinely grow is not for somebody of a bigger channel to put their content or your content on their channel. It's from the word of mouth of people that actually watch your content, and that's what I feel what genuinely makes a YouTuber grow and how I have grown completely.
Man, I'm sorry if my phone keep blowing up. Baby texts me all the time.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
What was his name again?
who?
Your babe,
Angela?
Angelo.
Angela.
Angelo.
Angela. If only. Okay. Uh,
I mean, if he keep texting you, man, you might have to put down the phone, man.
it's a woman.
I don't want to hear about no butt sex.
W- Would you ever do a different card game or and when discuss anime on your channel? Because the reason I ask this question, which I have to explain every time, is because there are people that watch these YouTubers but get extra butt hurt when they make a video non Yu-Gi-Oh related.
Um, I don't know how long you've been watching my channel, but there was a point in time where I was doing Pokemon on my
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, I kind of saw that. I don't really like Pokemon, but I was kind. You actually got me kind of interested in it, so I was like,
Oh, God, that game's amazing. Like, I feel that if Pokemon or if Yu-Gi-Oh did not exist, I'd be playing Pokemon. I mean, I really wanted to make another channel for Pokemon, but time is a bitch, and shit, Pokemon, I guess, is their sister. And there's a lot of other things that I let's just cut it down to say that I love Pokemon, and Pokemon is the card game for me if Yu-Gi-Oh didn't
"Are you
exist.
a Pokemon
And
vendor?"
no,
Oh.
God no, God, I don't think I can do all that at once. One at a time, one at a time. But beside Pokemon, let's say that Pokemon didn't exist and Yu-Gi-Oh didn't exist, I just would not play card games because I've played Vanguard for that 2.5 hours that you have to play to learn how to play the game. I've played Magic for the fucking week that it does take you to play Magic. I've played these other card games, and my personal opinion is that they genuinely suck. I wouldn't touch any of them at all, and I've tried just about all of them. Mainly because when I was working at that card shop, I wanted to learn all of them just for when somebody came up to the counter and was like, "Hey, how does such and such and so and so?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll know, but it's not worth it. None of them are, if you ask me, other than Pokey and Yugi. But that's my opinion."
Okay. Now, this is question. These two questions might take you a while because you have such a long Yu-Gi-Oh career. What's the deck you hate the most in your Yu-Gi-Oh career, and explain?
I mean, I'm sorry for the awkward laugh, but what's the deck I hate the most? I want them. I want. I want you to answer that question. I think you know that question.
Teledad.
No, no, no. God no. God no. You know the question. You know the answer.
Hmm.
It's a rank four deck.
Infernities.
No, I love Infernities. I love how unfair they are.
I,
You're getting close though. It's a very okay. It involves Exceed summoning and then equipping cards from your hand to this monster.
I feel like Noble Knights.
No, no, you're almost on the right track, but you have to remember the cards that you're equipping from your hand are monsters, and they can only equip to this certain Exceed monster.
Utopia.
There you
Why
go.
do you hate Utopia?
I fucking hate Utopia. I hate Utopia with a passion. I've said it so many times. I've made so many troll videos of me playing Utopia on Dueling Network. I just hate Utopia. Oh, I hate Utopia.
I just thought you would hate Teledad because you explained with such a passion how unfair that deck was. It's even worse than Infernities. You basically couldn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And the only deck that could beat Teledad was itself because what happens is your opponent basically essentially activates what's it called? What's that card called? Crush Card Virus, and you can't play.
What was it? I think the biggest Crush Cart was, Crush Cart was pretty good, but I think the biggest thing that separated Teledad from a lot of, any other deck in that format is that I can go first turn Stardust, Colossal Fighter, and Dark Arm Dragon. But here's the kicker: I set Royal Oppression, so you can't you genuinely can't play Yu-Gi-Oh. You Crush Cart me, that's fine. I can still Destiny Hero Malicious from Graveyard. I can emergency teleport my Krebins, and I can make a play, possibly. But if you Royal Oppression me, you say I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't come back from this. There's no monsters in the game that were level 4 or easy to summon without having to special summon some other stuff that can counter cards like Stardust Dragon, Colossal Fighter, and Dark Arm in itself. It was a win situation. I mean, that's the biggest reason why I did not like Teledad, but you're very knowledgeable of the deck, are you?
Yeah, I felt like the biggest part of the deck that I loved was probably the Brionic aspect.
Brionic.
Yeah.
Brionic wasn't out, was it?
Nah,
You sure?
no, I didn't play Brionic in the deck. I just like used to toy around with it, seeing we used that. So
Brionic was out during Teledad?
no, no, no. I'm just explaining.
Oh,
Like I was used to think like, what if Brionic came when Teledat was a deck? And I used to think like the deck was really good, but you have to think about now like what would Teledat be now? Because there's so many cards that negate effects and stuff. I don't think that the deck could live being a Teledat player myself. It probably wouldn't be as competitive as it was in the past. Probably if Crush Card Virus was unbanned, then that deck could probably be something. But in this game, I don't think so. I think decks like I think a deck like Gyria that doesn't really run many 1500 or higher monsters for Crush Card Virus to really just crush, then
hmm
the deck wouldn't be able to. Because what you do is set armor pass, and then like I don't think there's ever been a time where I essentially got dad out first turn. I don't think that's ever happened for me. I'm just not the luckiest duelist ever.
okay, I'll tell you what. How many other formats have you played? Like,
uh,
you played Gladiator Beast and Synchro Cat and all those other formats
Synchro
competitively.
Cat's freaking awesome.
I love that's probably one of my favorite decks of all time. But I've been trying to do a video
Where you play
called
different decks from past
yeah, it was
formats.
called Battle of the Gods. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people like, yeah, Teleport Dark Arm is better than Dragon Rulers, and I will be the first person to say I feel that Dragon Rulers just shit on
It
Teledad,
actually
and
would. You are correct because one thing, if they crush card virus, Dragon Rulers don't care. One thing,
yeah, I
Dragon
don't
Rulers
give
are
a
gonna
shit.
freaking go to the graveyard where they belong, and they're gonna banish two special, overlay into something. Take your dad because they don't care. It's
Well, it's not even that. I feel that first turn Light Darkness Dragon is just like a big fuck you to Teledad,
pretty
just
much
period.
just negate
It's like
everything.
yeah, it's like, hey, fuck your draw engine, fuck your first turn Stratos. Yeah, and if you do get over this Light Darkness Dragon, well, I'm gonna just special summon this 2800 attack monster to my side of the field, and just sit on that. But if you are down, we could do that Battle of the Gods series. I've really just been waiting for another great or just another YouTuber to do it with, and we could just put the videos on whoever channel or whatever. I'm down for that.
I could do that. Just the thing is like what decks should we use?
Well, I mean, the biggest debate is teleport Dark Arm versus Dragon Warriors. I think that's the biggest thing that everybody wants to see. Next, we can probably do like Shadows versus Teledad. Just a whole bunch of decks. It doesn't necessarily have to be
Tier 0.
pre-themed or pre-set out, but a lot of people want to see how these decks would fare, how the older decks would fare against the newer decks, or how the greatest of all time decks would fare against other decks that people feel that are the greatest of all time. I mean, for the exception of like Frog FTK and Makura FTK and all that other bullshit, then everything else is fair game.
Okay, so number 7, what deck do you love the most and why? I think I know. Mm,
You might know what deck do I love the most.
Either GBs or Synchro Cat.
I love them both. I love them a lot. And then there's Fire Fist that's in that mix
Oh
too.
yeah, that OT bear.
Oh yeah, and then there's Mermels and then there's Spellbooks. I really do like
So
Spellbooks.
basically every single deck that was on your like basically guide to how to play it.
I mean, just about. I've done a couple of decks that I did not like either, but I stuck it through. Like Destiny Hero Plants, it was really popular. Um, as much as I love plants, I hate them because I hate inconsistent shit, and more often than not, combo decks are very inconsistent. So I did not like those. The first time I played Black Wings, ironically, I hated Black Wings completely. And then somebody really pushed me, and he was like, "Man, you got to play these decks you don't like." And I picked up Black Wings, and since then it's been a wrap. I actually like the deck a lot. Um, I'm pretty sure there's a handful of decks on, if you go through that playlist, all those playlists. There's a couple of decks that I just don't like, but I mean, I'll suck it up and pretend I like it. It's fine. But as far as my favorite deck, man, you asking for a lot. I mean, I have a binder full of all the decks that I've played, and they don't go anywhere for a reason.
You played
So
Light
I don't think
Swarms?
I don't hate Light Sworns. I just don't like
Okay.
them. I mean, I feel like it's one of those inconsistent combo decks. Maybe if they were consistent, a lot more consistent. I have like a love hate thing for them, so I couldn't pick one. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Okay. How long have you played Yu-Gi-Oh? Now people are asking, do you mean competitively? Do you mean like what do you mean? I mean in general, like since you picked up a Yu-Gi-Oh card or opened your first pack, even if it's LOB or anything
Okay, you remember the very first episode?
of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's when I started playing.
Like when he freaking basically Shrek'd Kaiba and just said Exodia obliterate.
When Kaiba summoned Hitatsumi Giant,
Are you
I was
talking
sold.
about the or was it season 0?
No.
Uh
I didn't see season zero till like fucking last year. But no, it they were talking. It was a whole bunch of dialogue, and then Yugi and Kaiba actually started playing. Kaiba summoned Hitatsumi Giant, and I was sold. That's all he had to do was summon one monster, and then the virtualization of the monster hits the board, and then Celtic Guardian hits the board. I was sold because back then I used to draw a lot. I used to be a drawing nerd, and I used to watch Transformers and try to draw Megatron and stuff. I saw Hitatsumi Giant. I was like, "Fuck, that's gonna be hard to draw." I hit pause on the DVR, started drawing it, and ever since then, I just never looked back from Yu-Gi-Oh.
okay. What's your main goal as a YouTuber? You kind of touched on it, but just explain it with more detail, a little bit more.
I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. No. um, in seriousness, uh, fuck. I guess you could take that, but I want to be. I want somebody to be able to go to a channel, mainly the Cali Effect. I mean, I don't think you can go to any other channel and be able to do this, and say, "Gee, I've been getting my ass kicked by Shadows. How the hell do I play Shadows? Or, how do I play Black Wings? Or, I really like the way these cards look. Oh, the Cali Effect seems to have, some in-depth synopsises of how to play the deck. Oh, well, this is how you play the deck. This is his thoughts on it. Maybe I can, add my little twister turns to it because I know a lot of it's so many archetypes in this game that it's hard to just learn them all in one setting, or just sit down and look through all the cards and know what they do. And I feel that my channel has a lot of potential there, and also for the players that want to play competitively, because you play competitively, right? I mean,
Yes.
you had Teledad. I'm pretty sure you played. There, have you ever played casually?
Mm, I mean, like I played. I don't think I've ever played a deck that can casually be played except for Ubel. Like, and that's like my fun deck.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to consider that you played casually at one point in time.
Yeah.
There is a huge difference between playing casually and playing competitively. And a lot of people that come out of casual play, they're like, "Hey, I guess I'm gonna start playing competitive."
Oh no, that's
It's like throwing them in water and they don't know how to swim. Just throw them in the middle of the ocean.
sometimes that
And a lot of
works.
people either, yeah, a lot of people either sink and stop playing and drown, or some people swim. The very few people swim, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. I'm here to be a life raft to show people how to play competitively better. The certain things your opponent might do to you to try to get a win, or the psychological aspect to playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and even more to that, just how to build and play effectively to win you games that possibly one day you win a YCS and you're like, oh, how did you learn all of this stuff? Yeah. So I looked on the Cali Effect and I saw this deck I really liked, and I decided to play it. And then I looked through this, and he taught me a couple of tips on how to be a better player, and that's ultimately what the channel is about.
Okay. Uh, Number 10. Are there
Oh,
any
there's 10 of them. No, no,
are there any
I'm messing.
are there any shout outs you would like to give?
Shout out to the Cali Effect. He's an up and going channel. I think he's gonna be a really good channel very soon. That's it.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. um, Definitely shout out to you. I really enjoyed this interview. You have a lot that other channels don't. I'll give you that. I did my research. I didn't do too much research. I'm lazy. I have homework, accounting homework, and English homework to do. But you have a couple of things that a lot of people don't. You have those quantities. You could be a really good Yugituber. You just have to put in the time and the effort. Um,
I'm lazy.
I think, huh?
I'm lazy because
Yeah,
school and everything.
I feel you, man. I completely feel you on that school thing. But you gotta find out what's good for you. Find out what your channel wants to do, and take off with it. I mean, you can't grow up to be the next Vexius 466, right? I mean, because if you start trying to be him, then who are you?
Just another one of him, and then they'll just want to watch him.
Exactly. Just find your groove, find where you're at, and then just take off with it. And you'll be great, man. That's the only thing you need. But as far as the other shout outs, shout out to everybody else. That's it.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, I'm horrible with shout outs.
thank you, the Cali Effect, for joining me.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Maybe on this channel again. Hopefully.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you next time with. I'm hoping Jarrell Winston will think about doing an interview with me, but
You won't see him with anybody else. He'll upload 2 months from now.
true.
All right, I'm just fucking. No, no, no. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, though.
And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.